Is that what it comes down to then, Megxit itself? Is it because they just don't like Britain very much?
I think if I was honest, my opinion is that Meghan is not settled in here very well in Britain. I think she wants the life that she's used to. She's got lots of high-profile friends. She is pretty much well known in America as well. She's pretty well known all around the world now, and they've probably had some amazing offers to consider. Not just for money. I don't think they need money that much. They'll need, obviously, to pay for their own security and stuff. But they will probably some challenges for both of them to do, and I think they want to try it. And Harry, in many ways, is doing what his wife to keep his. I'm not saying to keep his happy, to do what she wants, give her a chance. And that, in many ways, is great that he's done that. And I think that just shows what a decent marriage it is. That it's give and take, and he's giving to what she wants, and I think that it could all work out brilliantly for them. They could be great ambassadors for Britain, even though they're living abroad like they are.
So it's their last event. Megxit is just about to happen. Do you think that the couple, Meghan and Harry, do you think they look happier?
I think they've never looked happier. This weekend it's been amazing, and what a press they've had, what a coverage they've had. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, when they went to the Endeavour, pouring with rain, and yet they looked sparkle Markle as they arrived in the rain and under umbrella, and she took her coat off and she looked $1 million. She looked like she'd been working out, and she looked absolutely tremendous. And the way they were laughing and happy and together. And then, of course, the next day she goes to a school, and then she's a wow, and the head boy, gives her a hug, and amazing coverage, and everything positive that she does, Women's Day and empowering the kids, the girls. And of course, on Saturday evening at the, I think it was the Albert Hall, wasn't it? Forgive me. Saturday evening, the big event where Harry wore his brilliantly, military uniform, and she had a lovely red dress. Tremendous pictures and tremendous coverage. And then yesterday even, they go to church with the Queen, and even then they're smiling and laughing on their way to meet with her. So it's been an amazing return for Meghan. And, as I say, just a tremendous coverage, and positive pieces have been written about them as well, which is nice.
Do you think for all those reasons you've mentioned that the British public are actually going to miss these royals because they are actually spectacular when they go and do their events?
I think they'll miss the British before that we miss them. I think, the fact is that, I keep wondering, what is it that they don't like here? What is it that's wrong here? I mean, they've got a privileged lifestyle. What is satisfaction? If you can't be satisfied with living in a beautiful home in Windsor Great Park and having I think a tremendous lifestyle where you're not bothered by the media when you're not working, and to go to live in North America, I don't know why they're doing it, but they know why they're doing it and they want to do it. And the fact, Harry especially, I think it's given up a tremendous amount, because he is just so popular here in Britain. He's so loved, and has been for all his life. He's been amazing, and of course some of the things he's achieved have been tremendous, and some of the charities he's founded have been absolutely unbelievably successful. And having covered many of his overseas tours, I mean, he is a star. He's, as far as I'm concerned, he is an absolute star, and I wish him all the best. I wish them both all the best, but I hope they come back.
Now, the event today is all to do with Commonwealth Day. Do you think that the Commonwealth are having a serious loss here, where Harry and Meghan are leaving their roles as senior royals? Are they really losing out? No,
I don't think so. I don't think the Commonwealth really. I mean, Harry's done his bit for the Commonwealth. He's travelled to lots of Commonwealth countries, certainly during the Jubilee years, both the gold and the diamond Jubilee. But the main person who's going to be head of the Commonwealth now is the Prince of Wales. He's taken over from the Queen, and he will be representing the country in Rwanda in June, when the next Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting is, and he will be taking all those decisions. So Harry No, that's not. He's supporting the Queen today and the royal family in this service. I mean, for the Commonwealth, for the Queen is very important. It's one of the most things she values more than anything. And this service today, you know, she's asked them all to turn out, and they're all turning out. And you know, it's an amazing day, and it just happens to be that this is their last engagement as Her Royal Highnesses the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So after today, I imagine there's a flight tonight to Vancouver. They may be well on that. You don't know, and then they go back to the life that they've chosen. Now, only thing I think that didn't happen this weekend, which would have been amazing if they'd have brought the baby with them, and the Queen could have seen the baby. I mean, you know, the Queen has got several great grandchildren, and like all her grandchildren, she loves them very much, and she probably would like to have seen Archie. But you know, obviously they think you know, dragging him over here just for a few days was probably too much for him.
There's talk of them moving to LA, and if they do that and move to America out of a Commonwealth country, i.e. Canada, does that represent a sort of spit in the face of the Commonwealth?
Not really, no. I mean, look, she's an American citizen, and you know, I think, you know, for them, for her, it's returning home. For him, it's going to visit her country, and he spend time there. I mean, they've already been down to, I think, Miami, and done one of the engagements, talking to a bank. I mean, look, that's probably their life for a while now, although I suspect there'll be other things coming along, more interesting things to do rather than talk to rich bankers. I suspect that there's already been stuff suggested to them that they're probably thinking about. And of course, if it's to do, like Harry's very passionate about the environment, if it's to do with that, I'm sure they will do that. Harry's very into helping, you know, poor kids in Africa. I mean, he's been this amazing charity he's got in Lesotho, which I've been a couple of times with and watched him work with these children, and he's just fantastic with them. And there may be more opportunities to do something like that in maybe South America or even Central America, who knows. But, you know, Harry is a person that gives a lot of himself. He is a kind, really decent person, and, you know, he wants to do something that I think is positive and help others. He will. I think it's in his genes. I mean, his mother was brilliant at it, and his father's brilliant at it. You know, this compassion for people less well off.
Now, you've known Harry and William for a long time. Has Harry always been? Has this been inevitable? Was this always going to happen? Has he always been the black sheep of the family? He's the spare, as it were. Was this always going to happen?
No, I don't think it was. No, I think if he'd have married one of his former girlfriends, he would have been okay here. I mean, look, you know, what's not there to like about being a prince of the realm? I mean, you know, you don't have to worry about your parking, you don't have to worry about getting your tax done. You have nothing all you've got to do is be aware of your duty. It's all about duty. You've got to do your bit for the firm and serve the Queen. And Harry did that brilliantly. I mean, you can't argue with that. He, you know, whenever we went anywhere, he was in the papers every single day. When he's on television, he's very good on television. He makes very, very serious. He's very good on television. He's very good promoting the royal family, and I just feel that it's just a shame he's going. I mean, look, you know, don't stand in the way of your kids when they want to make a break. And you know, often. You know, children go and settle in Australia and New Zealand, which is a lot further away, and families have to suck that up and suffer it. But you know, in this case, you know, they're wealthy enough to come back when they like. I'm sure Harry will come back quite often to see the family here. I think we'll miss them for a while, but hopefully one day they'll come back.
You mentioned there the relationship between Harry and William. How overall do you think Megxit has affected their relationship? Surely it's been for the worse.
Well, Harry admitted that they weren't getting on as well as they were. Now, that's only ever since he got married, so you can work it out for yourself. I mean, maybe the wives don't get on, or maybe there's been a row over something or other. But, you know, I've just been with Catherine and William in Ireland, and they were magnificent there. I mean, they wowed Ireland. I mean, the crowds were huge in Galway on that last day. So they've had a really successful visit there. I'm sure when if everything settles down, whether Harry decides to make his life in America, I'm sure that would all end that feud if there is one. And look, I've been watching those brothers grow up together. They're very close. They did everything together. They learned to ski together. They learned to jet ski together. They learned to go swimming lessons together. They learned fly together. I mean, their whole life has been like that. They've had the most amazing life. They've got a tree house at Highgrove that you die for. If they used to when they used to have electric motorbikes, electric cars, they had everything. They were always together, always playing together. So I think that's pretty strong. I don't think that's it could be a hiccup. I hope so. I hope they get back together pretty soon. I mean, get back to being friends together. It'd be interesting today. They'll all be at the Westminster Abbey, and we'll have to see what the body language says.
Do you think that Megxit has overall damaged the credibility of the royal family or their image?
No, I don't think so, no. I think the royal family, I mean, the reason they're going without their titles is because the Queen has had to protect the institution of the monarchy. The monarchy in Britain's been going 1,000 years, since William the Conqueror, and it has to be protected. You have to, sometimes you have to make decisions that are not pleasant. And having to say to Harry, you're losing your titles, you no longer can be associated with the military, would have been a tough thing for the Queen to say, but she felt it necessary. It doesn't mean to say she loves him less. The monarchy's pretty strong here. We've got a great Crown Prince, Prince Charles, who is probably the most prepared monarch in waiting we've ever had. I mean, he knows everybody in the world, he knows every politician, he knows every world leader. He is, as I say, a very bright, highly intelligent, and he will be a very bright and highly intelligent king, followed by his son William, who I've just been to Israel with him recently, and Ireland, and I see the way he is a true statesman now. When I saw him make a speech in Dublin there on Wednesday evening, he was really statesmanlike, and he's coming. It will be the king one day, and of course he has a son. Which William's main job in life will be to train Prince George to be the king one day. So it's in a pretty healthy state. I mean, Harry was probably 6th or 7th down the line now. He was never going to actually get the main job, but his role as supporting the Queen, I cannot speak more highly than that, because he was, in my view, a star of the royal family, a shining star. When you went on a job with him, you knew he was going to try for you to get you great pictures, and he did. And those days seem long and distant in the past, but I hope they come back.